Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Arshan. Today I want to discuss about a very important matter regarding injection. Where should you inject? This is a part 1 of this video, so if you are interested, please don't forget to like and subscribe and follow me through other videos, as well as I strongly want to request all of you, please help my videos to receive more views. So if you can, I know in this economical situation, if I ask you to help me through the Patreon and so on, it's kind of not possible. But if you can help and promote my video to receive 1,000 views, 2,000 views, even if you watch the videos over and over again, that could be a best way for me to get revenue, and therefore I can make more video. But that's up to you. So today I want to discuss about where you should inject the testosterone, and is it okay to inject it technically inside the fat or adipose tissue. So before I get into fat injection, the muscle injection I will discuss in the second part, but before I get into the fat injection, you should realize after you inject the testosterone into your body, whether inside the fat or inside the muscle, it has to go through the certain process, and the process, it needs to find its way through the bloodstream, and then through the bloodstream it should travel to the liver, and inside the liver there are several enzymes, CYP450 and CYP3A4, that basically these two help these testosterone to break down and change to the different molecule, such as androstenedione or DHT, which we know it as a dihydrotestosterone. So once they turn to that, then there are other things happen that basically there are other enzyme, other metabolic pathway that happening that basically you get promote for the better erection, more muscle mass and so on, which I'm not going to discuss about that. If you are interested, please ask a question. I will make a video regarding that as well. So however, so you understood that testosterone have to travel to the liver, some enzyme have to work on it, it has to change it to some other molecule, and those molecules are the one basically that works and basically help the body to promote the gain and basically protein synthesis and so on. There are other metabolic pathways such as enzyme called aromatase, that technically this aromatase change the testosterone to some kind of estrogen. It turns it to the estradiol. So this estradiol is more towards the feminine part, so it's not that much anabolic for your body. It's kind of more towards a catabolic. So, but I'm not going to discuss deeply about that. Let's concentrate. So there are different pathways. So what happened? What are the pros and cons? Now that we understand what's going to happen to the testosterone after injection, let's discuss about the absorption through the fat. First of all, what are the benefits of injecting to the fat? First thing that everybody will realize is that there will be less pain, because the sensory neurons are not that much inside the adipose and not that reactive to the injuries. So therefore you feel less pain when you inject into the fat tissue. At the same time, technically there will be less bleeding. There will be no damage to your muscle. Remember, every time you inject into your muscle, if you don't change the place, technically you cause damage to the muscle, and that's a con of the injection, muscular injection. So there will be no damage to your tissue. There will be less blood vessel inside the fat tissue. Therefore, the chance of you wrongly inject into the blood vessels is much lower. So you're not gonna deal with that problem. So these are all the pros of the injecting into the fat. However, what is the cons of injecting into the fat? The cons are coming very tricky. First of all, you may get lymphatic problem. And the reason is there are some lymph distributed deep down the skin. So when you have a adipose tissue, they covered in that area. So if you inject into the fat, it's highly possible your lymphatic node become inflamed. And you may not know, but lymph have a very important role in absorption of the soluble fats, including the vitamin fat, the fat soluble vitamin, as well as testosterone, because testosterone is a fat soluble. So they gonna, in some long process which I'm not gonna discuss about it, it will end up in, some of it will end up into the lymphatic nodes, and that can cause inflammation. So, and once they inflame, I guarantee for long time you're gonna keep getting, those will be sensitive, so they can inflame easier next time due to any other scenario. So that is my first con for the one of the first cons for the injection into the fat. The second cons is the absorption will be much slower. So when the absorption of the testosterone is much slower, you should expect, this is based on my understanding, maybe other people be against it, but as it goes slower, as it absorbs slower, the amount of benefit you're gonna get must be way less than muscular injection. And the reason for that, so as the absorption is much slower, again, this is my own understanding, I could be wrong, but as it absorbs less and slower, the aromatase work much faster, much more. Basically, it doesn't work much faster. It has longer time to do what it has to do. It has longer time to do what it has to do, and in that case, it will aromatize more than usual of the amount of testosterone you injected to the estrogen molecules. So that's the second con. Third con, of course, because absorption is slower, there will be inflammation, and due to inflammation, of course, phagocyte will goes there. And although again in the literature they never say that phagocytes can technically clear up the for example oil injection from the sites, but I believe it can do some it can has some kind of contribution to reducing the dosage that you're supposed to absorb. This is again, I'm not going to go technical about this, but based on what I learned about phagocyte, how do they work, how do they react to the inflammation, there is a high possibility. So now we all understood these factors that can contribute to the absorption after the injection into the fat. What is the, but still there's one thing I need to add here. If you want to inject into the fat, I recommend, first of all, I don't recommend anybody to do self-inject any testosterone, HGH, and so on. However, if you really determine to do that, I suggest, first of all, don't inject too much. Don't inject high dosage of testosterone, one shot in a fat adipose tissue. And if you want to inject, try to inject something that has more solvent inside, like for example, trembolone compared to the testosterone. Generally, they have to put more solvent to be able to dissolve it and mix it with the oil. It's not possible to go what we do with the testosterone with the trembolone. So, and again, I will discuss about trembolone injection in the fat in the future, but I think if you, and do not go 100 milligram of trembolone, maybe 10 to 20 milligram one shot is already enough, and I will explain in the future how it gonna goes. But I believe those injectables that has higher amount of the solvent, of course you're gonna get the inflammation, of course your lymph gonna react to it, but they are more prone, they are more suitable for injecting into the fat compared to the thick oil base such as testosterone, testosterone suspension, test E, test C, and so on. So this was for today. I hope this video was interesting for you. If it was, don't forget to like and subscribe. Till next time.